Let's go. Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Lauren Duffell, and she's a sleep coach and she's coaching for insomniacs. I'm so excited to have this conversation. I know that right now in these times, a lot of people are kind of adapting to new sleep styles and changes. So this is going to be great. Thanks so much, Lauren.
Thank you so much, Bryce. I'm really excited to be here to address your audience and to talk about my favorite subject, which of course is sleep, since it affects us all.
And before we go any further, for those watching, if you're watching this from any location that is outside of our free community, I just want to personally invite you inside. It's taken a very, very, very long time to create such a positive group of people who want to see each other succeed. So if that's what you've maybe been lacking in these times, come and join us by clicking the link either above or below. Join us inside of this magical group right now. Now, Laura, what was life like before you got into coaching? Really, what was the catalyst that brought you into this specific area of the field?
I love that question because life throws us surprises. And I was actually working as a nutritionist in a naturopathic clinic and managing the supplement store as well. And people every day would come into the store asking, what can I take off the shelf for sleep? Something from the pharmacy or a supplement. But in my 20s, I went through 5 years of insomnia myself. And in those 5 years, I tried everything in the pharmacy. I tried every supplement. I tried going to different practitioners. I tried ridiculous bedtime routines. I thought I had tried everything really. And over those 5 years, including therapy, including taking prescription medications. And anyway, I spent 5 years basically researching sleep. So I was a secret sleep expert working as a nutritionist. And people would come in and want to take something off the shelf. And I started to have deeper conversations with them saying, well, this isn't going to be your solution. And then I ended up changing my nutrition practice into a sleep coaching practice and loved it ever since.
That's kind of cool. Like, especially because people were already searching for it and like they're already, wow, that's really great. Let me ask you this question. So, on the surface level, I'm assuming that people come, to you seeking help with their sleep. But is there something within sleep, like maybe they can't fall asleep, maybe they can't stay asleep? Like, what specifically are they struggling with?
Yes, that's a great question too. So there are two types of insomnia, and that's pretty much what you described. One is difficulty falling asleep, and the other one is difficulty staying asleep. And you could have one or the other, or both, actually. Um, for me, working with someone, it doesn't matter if it's one or the other or both. Um, for me, if somebody's sleep is having an impact on their lives, and this is starting to affect more than just the bedtime, then that's where I can really help someone get everything back in check, because our sleep affects our whole life. And that also means that our whole life affects our sleep. And one of my favorite ways of explaining insomnia or sleeping problems is that the sleep is not the problem. It's actually a symptom of another problem or of an imbalance. So that's where we look at the rest of the life to see what we can do so that sleep comes naturally, because there's no such thing as trying to fall asleep. You need to attract the sleep that you want during the day so that it comes easily and naturally at night.
Okay. No,
Makes sense?
no, no. He's like, no. Attract the sleep. Like, can you break that down? Never heard that before. I'm like,
Sure. I'm blowing your mind.
you actually did. You're like, does that make sense? No, I've never heard that. No.
So when sleep is easy for us, we just lie down and fall asleep, right?
Mhm.
And what is what the difference is between somebody who is falling asleep easily and someone who isn't falling asleep easily is kind of a natural force that I describe as sleep gravity. So this is the combination of of chemicals that collect in your body throughout the day so that you need sleep at night. So if you look at two extreme examples, if you spent one day outside in the sun running the entire day, for example, do you think it would be easy to fall asleep at night?
Yes.
Which is probably, yeah. Or if you spent an entire day sitting in a dim room, not doing any exercise.
No, hard.
Right, because your body won't actually need that rest, and it won't have received the stimulation that it needed during the day to make that cascade of hormones so that we have the good sleep that we want at night. So those are just two extreme examples, and our lives naturally fall somewhere in the middle of that. And the reason why I approach sleep from a coaching perspective is because we're going to look at all aspects of someone's life to see what are their triggers for insomnia. And there's primary and secondary triggers. So primary would be things that are obviously sleep specific, and then secondary are mostly stressors. So things in someone's life that is aggravating their nervous system, raising their cortisol, having an effect on their hormones, and therefore having an effect on their sleep.
So let me ask you this question. So, wow, that's cool. So then, let's say someone's having trouble falling asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But they work at like some kind of job where they're on a computer all day, or maybe they're software editor or a video editor. They're constantly staring at the screen. Maybe can you give some tips as to how they can maybe increase that sleep gravity?
Sure. Yeah. So getting activity into your day where you can fit it in. Really, I would recommend the morning over the evening, because when you exercise, this raises your cortisol naturally, which people say that cortisol is a stress hormone, but I don't like to think of it in that way, because cortisol is always in our bodies, not only when we're stressed. And cortisol is what helps us feel awake in the morning and alert. So that's why it's good to exercise in the morning, gives you that extra boost so that you feel more energetic throughout your day. But whenever you can fit it in, some people do it on their lunch. Also, taking breaks when you're at work. Some people are really in their seat for a whole 8 hours and only get up to go to the washroom maybe, or go to the printer. But really taking your lunch break and seeing if you can get outside. Because that sunlight on our face is really important to prompt the pineal gland, which is sort of in between your eyebrows on the forehead, behind your forehead. That gland is stimulated by the light that's coming in through the eyes, and nothing beats the sunlight in terms of stimulating that gland. And to put it to show you why that's important is that the pineal gland creates serotonin during the day and melatonin at night. But it creates serotonin when it's getting that bright light in your eyes, and then creates melatonin when you're getting dim light, more orange, red tones. So if someone has a desk job, getting that exercise in when you can is super important, and taking breaks, getting away from the computer when you can. Also, what we tend to do is go home and then look at our phone or get on the computer for personal stuff. And that bright light stimulates the pineal gland as well to make serotonin, which is not what you want later in the evening when you're winding down, mentally preparing yourself for bed. We want to, in fact, block that blue light from entering in the eyes. So there's apps that you can have on your phone and computer that help. I'd say the light is still stimulating, even if you make it more orange. So I do recommend blue blocking glasses if you're going to be on technology in the evening. Those are really helpful, but you need to get the right ones. People sometimes have really light color, like a yellow blue blocking glasses, but
Mm-hmm.
those are to reduce strain on the eyes during the day for computer workers. So what we want for at nighttime is a darker lens, more like an orangey red kind of lens. So you feel like you're wearing sunglasses at night,
Uh,
but it's blocking that bright light that's coming in from your devices, which is actually disrupting your body's ability to make melatonin. So,
mm.
yeah, that's really important.
Now I think we were talking beforehand, and you just burst into the internet space a couple very recently. Can you tell us maybe about some of the new coaching stuff that you're doing and maybe some of your programs?
Yes, in fact, I offer one program because for someone to come through insomnia, it is a process, and I want to see someone through that process to the other side of insomnia so that not only do they know in their mind what they can do to fix their sleep, but I want to see them implement that into their lives, and I want to see them through that until the nervous system has really relaxed again into good sleep, and they've now learned that good sleep can be integrated into their lives, even if they have to travel, even if they have to go to a wedding and stay up late, or even if they have something stressful the next morning, because life throws us these curveballs which have an effect on our sleep. So I really want to see someone to the other side of all of that with a deeper understanding than just facts from a book, or
Mhm.
really the feeling in the nervous system of understanding what it feels like to have good sleep again.
Let me ask you this question. So where people go to either learn more about you, where can they go to follow along with your story more closely?
My Instagram page is where I'm most active. That's at Coaching for Insomniacs. And then you can also find me on LinkedIn by putting in Coaching for Insomniacs, or my name is Lauren Duffell. And I don't know if you can show the spelling of my last name somewhere.
If you could spell it, I guess on Zoom it actually takes it off when we post it. Yeah.
Okay. So my last name is spelled Duffell. So two F's and two L's.
Nice. Let me
Yeah.
ask you this question. So, part of like the time that we're in is a little bit of clarity. Maybe can you talk about what the vision looks like for you for as far out as you like to think or talk about?
Sure. Yeah. Um, so as we spoke about before the interview, I am new to transitioning my work online, as I think a lot of people are right now. But I'm not feeling like that restricts me at all. In fact, I love it. I've been able to work with new clients in different places, which I find really interesting. And then from there, that also gives me more freedom in my life and more creativity. I actually have a lot of cool ideas for what I want to do with this online coming up, and in person. So the in-person part would be that I'm planning a retreat. More people can come to Costa Rica, which is where I am right now. You can see
Mm,
my tropical background, and people can come here, spend a week with myself and another sleep expert, and we walk people through how to overcome insomnia during this week. And it gives them time to integrate that information and take a break from their regular lives, and then just really enjoy the nature here and have fun. So
mhm.
meet some people who have common battles in life.
Uh, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for coming on the show and really just sharing with us today.
Thank you so much, Bryce. Love speaking to your audience, and I really appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And for those watching, we thoroughly hope that you found this valuable. And once again, if you're looking for a place where people are improving themselves and helping others do the same, I recommend you go and check out our free community. Inside, we've really cultivated a safe space to where if you have a dream or a goal, you can ask questions and people actually give you tips and, valuable nuggets to help you kind of get there a little bit faster. So if that's kind of what you're lacking or that's what you're looking for, come and join us by clicking the link either above or below the video and join us inside right now. Now, hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. Feel free to hit the share button so other people can get some great value as well. Have a great day. We will talk to you soon. Join the community. It's the best thing you can probably do in this time period. And we'll see you later. We're done recording in 3 and 2 and 1. And